Well, hi everyone. My name is Melissa Evans and I'm the Content Marketing Manager at Buyer's Edge Platform. I'm coming to you all the way from sunny Florida. I wanted to thank everyone for joining us for the first mug of 2023. We always want our customers to really maximize the value of InsideTrack technology. So this year we decided to continue with the mug series. You guys asked for it, so we're bringing it back. For those of you who are new to the mug stands for Master User Group. During these monthly webinars, we are looking to make each of you a master user of InsideTrack. We hope you leave these mug sessions knowing a little bit more about the different insights that InsideTrack offers and feeling more confident in using the tool. I also want to take a very brief, quick moment to thank you, our sponsors, Nestle Professional. You know, Nestle Professional is really committed to providing the finest ingredients, operational knowledge, and uncompromised support for the food service industry. So if you're interested in exploring their products such as Coffee Mate or my personal favorite, Natural Bliss, hit up your client manager today and get some more information on how we can get you signed up. Now, our expert from InsideTrack named Tyler is going to give you a breakdown of how to schedule and automate your own customized reports. So Tyler, take it away.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I just want to take a quick minute. Melissa, thank you very much. Appreciate everything you've done on the back end to get this thing relaunched. We are very excited. And again, thank you everybody who's on the call today. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to just take a look at this for 15, 20 minutes. And what we're going to do today is, again, like Melissa said, we're going to go over how to customize and schedule reports and save templates. A lot of new things coming out with InsideTrack. I think every week, our IT team, they're working around the clock, and there's always something new coming out. So we want to take the time every month to walk you guys through these new features, deep dive into some stuff. We're going to kind of start with an overall kind of view of InsideTrack, quick little recap. Might be redundant for some of you. Some new people that maybe are not utilizing InsideTrack today, it's a good chance to kind of see what's available. And then we'll dive into the how to customize and schedule different types of reports. But before we do, I'm gonna have Scott Delaporta jump in real quick.
I want to thank everybody for the comments and suggestions. So a lot of the new stuff we launched all came from you guys using our system and coming back to us and saying, hey, you ever think about this? Or hey, but today's topic, can we run reports automatically? So we love the feedback. It makes us better. I know a lot of people lean on us, and we have some super users. So definitely, even after the call, make sure if you're seeing something that you don't see, coming up, let us know.
Yeah.
And we build. We're a tech company, so that's it. And I always say yes. So just ask us, and we'll make it in time.
We'll be going. Melissa, yeah, if you want to just make me the presenter, I'll jump in and I'll share my screen real quick.
That one's good. Let me do that now. All right.
Right, let me do this. And what screen do we got here? Hold on 1 second. Let's see, which one?
We're coming from a new conference room back to our office.
We had to switch it around. Let's see, screen. There we go. All right, and you guys, Melissa, you can see that. You can see the dashboard, right?
Yes.
Let's go.
Perfect. All right. So what you guys are looking at before we jump into how to schedule and create templates and do everything with the different reports, want to give you a quick overview of InsideTrack, what it shows, what we can do. So the screen you're seeing here, and keep in mind, this is all demo data. We just kind of populated it with some different examples that we have, but really this dashboard is what we call our Daily Insights dashboard. This is built out for you as a customer to go in and just kind of simplify the entire spend analytic management process that, it allows you to go in within a minute or less and know if we're capturing all your data through the BI dashboard. Allows you to analyze if you're going to be, out of stock on certain products. You can track your pricing against the USDA markets. You can manage contracts. You can file rebates. You can create RFPs from the system and bid it out to put together new contracts. Order guides, you can take that in. We can take that in for you guys on a weekly basis, monthly basis. Notify you if any items get added or dropped. And then price verification and alerts. I know Scott just mentioned the big number with, what we're able to find for some of the customers. big part of what we do is that audit piece. And again, as these monthly mugs start to happen, we're gonna deep dive into that. We'll bring in some people from our audit team to walk everybody through that. We just wanted to kind of show you this view of InsideTrack, and then we're gonna jump into the left-hand side and we'll show you how to customize and schedule some reports. So if we open this up on the left-hand side, we can go down to reports. And then let's go down to any one of these reports on the left-hand side. What you guys are able to do, you can customize them. You can schedule any one of these reports, whether it's a price range, whether it's a price trend, price volume variance, purchase report, to come right to your inbox whenever you need it. And you can also save templates. So if you guys are running reports through InsideTrack and you don't want to have to keep going back through and checking all these boxes off, you can actually go in, save the template, all your parameters will be saved. You can go over to the left-hand side, click on it, and just hit run. And then what we're going to do today is kind of show you the next step, which is how to schedule that report to come right to you. So you have it right in your portal when you log in, but also right in your inbox every Monday morning when you walk in, maybe every month or every week. So
you can name the report too, John, right?
Yep.
So you can schedule it. You can actually have it run and name the report so you know where it's at in the tree.
Exactly. So what we're going to do here is this is the purchase report advanced. And again, we will do a deep dive into how to run this and how to get into all the different fields and everything, but just want to use this as an example because this is what I like to tell a lot of our customers. This is a good starting point to understand, what data is in the system. I want to look at a snapshot of maybe last month or maybe last week, what I bought, and I want to look at it for a single location, for one distributor, one opco, spend from a certain manufacturer. Basically, when you're in here and you set up all your parameters around the type of report that you want to run, once you have everything filled out and you're ready to go and you want to have this scheduled and have it come to your inbox, we can simply just go down to the bottom right-hand side and hit Schedule Report. So when we click on this, what happens is we can name the report. So if we go in here, we can just use the example of I just had chicken for lunch. So let's just do a monthly poultry report. So we can type that in, monthly poultry report, and we can do schedule a report description. This is where you can go in and say, okay, this is all my poultry purchases for the previous month. So you kind of have a good idea when the report runs and it gets pushed into schedule reports, and you open it up, you know exactly what you're looking at. So if you have multiple reports going, you're going to know exactly what it is you're looking at. The next step after you hit schedule report, we're going to go down to the schedule settings. And what I want to do here is, let's say I want to set up a report monthly on all my poultry purchases for the previous month. How would I do that? So what we would do is we go click on monthly. And then in here, what we would do is this would be when you want to receive that report. So if I wanted to have this report come to me, let's say the 5th of every month, I can have that come to me on the 5th of every month. What I'm going to do down here is select the month I want it to come to me. Now let's check this off. And let's just say we're in March. So let's just say I only want this to come to me for the rest of the year. The start date is the 5th day of every single month. So that first report is going to come to you on the 5th of April, and it's going to show you purchases for the previous month. So this is basically, you're going to start everything from right here. So the 5th of April is the first time I'm going to get this report sent to me. Time zone, this for everybody across the entire country that we work with, whether you're on the West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, select your time zone, and then the time of day you want it to have enter your inbox. So what I'm going to do is let's do 10 in the morning, 10 a.m. There we go. So now I have this report coming to me on a monthly basis, starting in April at 10 o'clock. And then this box down here where it says attached to email, this is where it gives you the flexibility to actually have that report sent right to your inbox. So if you leave this unchecked, what's going to happen is when you log in InsideTrack, this report will actually be sitting in the Schedule Reports tab, which I'll show you once I go through the next step. But if you want this to come right to your inbox, you can just type in your email's in there, and then all that information is set up. Now what we do is we go over to the right-hand side. And under here, you're going to go right to this, right here, it says Relative Start Purchase Date. We're going to click into this, and because I'm receiving this report on a monthly cadence, I want this report by month. And then what's going to happen is, this is going to be your start date. So if we're receiving this report in April, and it's going to run in April. We want to know the purchases for March. So what we would do with that is say, okay, it's going to run in April. I want this to look at purchases from the first day of last month, which would then be March. And then we go down here for the end date. Again, click checking off by month. And this is going to be the last day of the last month. So what's going to happen is it's going to run in April, because we just told it we want it to run in April. We want it to be from the first day of the last month, which is March, to the last day of the last month, which is the end of March. So we're basically canning our date ranges and our time period by using this method. The reason we do this and we don't say, okay, I want to select this date to this date is because it's more dynamic. If we just checked off a certain date range of March 1st to March 31st, what would happen is it would just be static. It would just continually run only for March. But as the months go on, it will use these parameters to then dial it back and say, okay, in May, it's going to run for the first day of the last month, which is April, to the last day of the last month, which is the end of April. So every month will go on and it will keep running for that same time period for the previous month. This is one of the things that it's going to take going through this and kind of getting a better understanding of, okay, if I'm running it for this month, I'm receiving it in April, I want to set everything up to run for last month when I get the report. So that's how you would set up a monthly report. And what happens is once you have that set up, you can just hit save. The report's going to save, and then that's good to go. So what happens is that report will run, and then I'll get an email in my inbox with that monthly report with all the parameters I filled out April 5th from March 1st to March 31st. If you didn't check off that email checkbox, what's going to happen is, like I mentioned, is it's going to live in scheduled reports. So when you go to the left-hand side and we're in reports, we can scroll down here and we can say, okay, I know I set up a purchase report to come to me. I set up a price trend. I set up a price range. I'm getting all those reports on a monthly basis. Well, all you have to do is just click into that report. And then once you're in here, you can see on the top left, scheduled reports. So what did I set up for this purchase report advanced? Here we go. Here's that monthly poultry report. Quick description, like I typed in all my poultry purchases for the previous month. So every time you get it, they're going to be stored in here and you guys can go in and actually open it up. And we wanted to kind of develop this and again, just make it easier for you guys to be able to do this by yourselves. Because I know previously it was, we'd set it up to where you would have to request it. We would set up on our end, which we can still do. We wanted to give you guys as the users some flexibility on when you want to receive stuff. Because if you're working in here and you're doing something, you want to have that come right to your inbox, set it up as you're doing it. It's done. You don't have to wait for it to get set up. So it's nice having that kind of that speedy report be able to go out in the cadence you set it out for. So that's how you would schedule the report. What's also available, again, like I mentioned, you can actually set up customized templates. So again, if you're in here and maybe you want to have that report sent to you, or maybe you don't, you just want to be able to go in here every day, every other week, or every month. You're not sure the cadence and when you're going to want to see it. You can just come down here to create a new custom report with the current settings. So you can go into any one of the reports on the left-hand side. You can go over to create new custom report with current settings and simply just type in, Tyler's poultry report. And then we can just hit save. It will save. Where this report will be stored is on the left-hand side. So if we open up reports, excuse me, we'll go to the bottom, and here we go. Tyler's poultry report, it's right in here. So this now gives you the ability to go in and just click on your customized report. All your parameters and settings are filled out, and then you can just hit run. So we try to make it real easy for you guys to get the information right when you need it. And that's how you go about either setting up or scheduling a report, or creating a customized template based off the different parameters you checked off within here. One other thing I want to touch on real quick too is, we can do monthly and weekly. We do have the ability to do daily as well, but just let us know if you want to have that set up, and we're going to add that in here as well. But right now you have the ability to do monthly, you have the ability to do weekly, and it would work the same way for weekly. You just select the day that you want to have that report come to you. So if we go into, let's check off weekly, and let's say I want to have this report sent to me every single Monday for the previous week. So now we got to think about, I'm going to get this report every Monday for the week prior. So what we're going to do is set up all the same parameters on the left-hand side. This is where you get into it, where we're going to set up the different date ranges you're going to look at this I'm going to get this every single Monday. And what I'm going to do real quick, just to show you, because I'm a visual learner, so it's always nice to look at this. I'm going to pull up a quick calendar. But if you're looking at a week, what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, I want to receive this report every Monday for the previous week. So what's going to happen is, let me slide this over, and let's say I want to receive this report on March 20th. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually say, okay, I'm going to receive this on the 20th. It's always going to be, you're going to set the parameters up for the previous week, Sunday to Saturday. So when you go into the report, you're going to notice how many Sundays prior do you want to have that start date be. So what we're going to do is, I want to receive this on Monday. So 1 Sunday back, 2 Sundays back would be the 12th. That's the week I want. So back here to the report settings, I want to have this go to 2 Sundays ago. So now I have my start date. And we're going to do the same thing for our end date, which is going to be, let's go back into this calendar real quick. I want to have the end date be the 18th. So I'm going to receive this first report on Monday. We're going to go back 1 Saturday. That then cans my date range from when I'm going to receive that report. So as we go back to the dashboard in here, we're going to do it again by week. I want to go 1 Saturday ago. Let's go to the bottom. And again, this will take a little bit, just getting used to pulling a calendar up, looking at what you're doing. But if you just think about it from the standpoint of it's a dynamic way to have this report go out to you instead of it being static. You just got to say, okay, I'm going to receive this on Monday through Friday. If I want to run the previous week, you're always going to set the first start date for 2 Sundays back. So that's your start date, and then 1 Saturday back will give you the previous week. So that's how you would go about setting up a weekly report. And that's how you schedule those 2 different types of reports. So, with that being said, what I, going forward after this mug, if you have any questions, if you're a current InsideTrack customer, please reach out to your client managers. They'll be sending out a follow-up email to you as well to set up some time to maybe go in here and walk you through a little more in-depth to specific examples that pertain to your business. And if you're not a current InsideTrack customer, you're on this call and you want to learn more about, this is great, but what else can we provide? Just feel free to reach out to myself, Scott, anyone else on the sales team, and we'd be happy to set up a 15, 20-minute demo, talk with you, see what we can provide, and go from there. But that is how we would schedule, cut, and customize reports through InsideTrack. Melissa, back over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for showing us that breakdown. I do have one question before we go. How can a client know when is a good time to run reports like this? Like, what are the signs or triggers that they should look for to decide to run these reports?
So I think it's gonna vary per client, but I think if you find yourself running reports every day and it's just nonstop and you're kind of getting buried you're like going through and trying to schedule these things, it's taking up a lot of your time. That's a perfect time to start scheduling stuff because it's going to free up and give you more bandwidth. It's going to free up your time, number one, give you more bandwidth. But I think if you think about your day-to-day and what you're working on, and if you spend a lot of time digging and sifting through data and pulling things together and trying to get information in one spot, just schedule it and have it come right to you. I think that's the best way to look at it, is just kind of look at what you're doing throughout your day and then see if some of those things can be automated. And if they can, push it through this system and there you go.
Okay, perfect. There are a couple of questions that were left in the chat if you might be asking them.
Yep.
The first one was, can you schedule a report that is forwarded to a client?
That is forwarded to a client?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yep. So in that email, you can only put one email in there. But if you want it to go out to a certain client, that's a great question. You can put that client's email in there and that report will go right to them.
Okay, great.
Great question.
And sorry, the font is very tiny. What are some of the most used reports that some of our clients are currently using?
I mean, again, it just depends because we work with so many different people, but I say the most used is this purchase report advance, because like our analyst, Tim, he's the maestro. He lives and dies that report. That is his report. You can pull in so many. I think we have over 120 different columns you can pull in. But the information you can pull from that and then be able to dissect that entire report to pivot it any way you want. I mean, that's probably the most widely used report that we have. And again, a lot of bells and whistles that go along with that report. But I think, understanding what you can get out of it is huge, but I have to say that's probably our number one report that our customers use.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, yeah, and then real quick too, so that report, like Scott just mentioned, the price range report, that is an unbelievable report to show you different prices paid for the same product. And that's a big part that we look at for a lot of our customers, our auditing customers especially, knowing that InsideTrack is handling the audit for them. You know, that price range report, if things are out of whack and you're paying one price, $20 over here and $50 over here, and you know you have a contract, we're going to pick that up in the audit. So it's a great report to look at the various prices across multiple opcos.
Okay, great. Well, thank you again for showing us the scheduled reports feature. In our next mug session that is scheduled for April 20th, we're going to be going over the new market year-over-year tracker. So I don't know if there's anything you want to give a heads up on or a sneak peek of what they can expect in that next
I can do a little sneak peek while I got everybody here. Hold on. Yeah, so just going back to the Daily Insights dashboard real quick, we have this markets tile. And again, allows you to track a ton of different markets. I think we have over 4,000. You can actually pull in markets, pull in your pricing. But what's really nice is, and we'll go more in depth in the next mug, is we have the ability to actually overlay year over year market trends. It's been a big ask. So that's one of the new things that came out, but we'll dive into that further and kind of show you how to pull things and drop things in. But giving you the ability to look back, I mean, this one right here goes back to 2018. You know, have the ability to go in and kind of overlay that. So that's going to be the big focus of the next mug, how to pull that information in, what to look for, and different things you can do with this. So really excited.
Okay. Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for today. If you have any questions after this webinar, please feel free to reach out to your client managers and continue the conversation on how you can get set up with InsideTrack. We want to thank our sponsor again, Nestle Professional, for their sponsorship of this webinar series. And don't forget to register for the next mug, which will be April 20th. Again, if you have questions, let us know, but we hope you all have a great day.
Perfect.
Thanks again, Tyler.
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time.